Another thing that has occurred to me is that you can, of course, make logic gates out of, well, water circuits and air circuits in this case. For example here, being either a transistor or NOT gate, depending on how you look at it. Say the source is coming from the left. This would be the input to the gate, and the right here would be the output. So if you apply pressure here to the input, it will stop the flow, and hence being a NOT gate. And the output will be pressurized by the height here, which could then activate some other gates. It has a slow leak, so you leave it out. And this is in case you have a more flow application, then you don't want a siphon when you turn it off. And well, an idea on the opposite, that if you make negative pressure, then you can close the circuit and the flow is negative. But that's not the main concern of things there. And apparently a little is from some looking up at it, apparently it seems to be more like an open drain kind of deal in the transistor, as opposed to a push-pull system. Now what does that even mean? Well, here, for example, two NOT gates make an AND gate. You can see by, well, both have to be on to turn off the flow. That will only work in an open drain system or source or whatever it's called. Because in a push-pull system, if one is negative, then any positive will just drain into that one, and that would not be good. And further things you can do for more gates. Doing the similar thing. And of course, an OR gate is just the same thing on the same line, as opposed to doing this kind of deal. And more things that you don't need to worry about. But just mean you can make logic with fucking water and air, which is neat. Another thing that's also interesting, taking that a bit further, I thought of what is a spark gap in, for example, a Mars generator? What's the equivalent? And well, it came to me. A siphon. A siphon is a spark gap. It's pretty obvious when you think about it, but it's quite. That means you can make hydraulic circuits like this. And here I'm using capacitor as well. 2 U-bends which means in the middle with water, with air. And the reason it has an opening above is, well, to let it empty again. So you don't want it just full of air, because then it's always closed, and you don't want that. You could leave it open, like straight to the air, but then you don't get pressure down the line, which wouldn't be quite what you want, depending on the circumstance. And you can also use it to make, for example, voltage doubler circuits, or in case there will be pressure doubling. Using this kind of shape as a diode or vent in this case, so whatever you call it. By the size difference, if you try to pressure this way, then you get a big pressure difference, and the other, it flows much easier, so you can make one-way valves with it, or diodes. And one simple idea, if you're just being silly, with no seals or anything, just push something in a container, you can increase and lower the pressure, for example there. So you can tuck it in and push it out and get something higher. So that's neat. I thought it neat at least.